with the help of a talking cube of jelly named Frank. And yes, I'm being absolutely serious here, so that she can save Kratos.
I'm being absolutely serious. People just like, you're kidding, right? A cube named Frank? Like, nah. No way. Who came up with that shit? It must have been some millennial Karen, Karen, right? Dude, I wish I had a companion that was like a square cube that I can't attach any emotions or feelings to, and we're gonna call him Frank. So would you kindly like f off and stop like changing the sexes? I'm so over this gender bender shit. Yeah, I don't want to give them my money. And then again, I didn't play Ragnarok. It was too expensive. I predict that the God of War game is probably more likely like $80. And you know how stingy I am with expensive video games. That's why we always play the $1 no one has ever heard of games. And I don't want to give them the money because they take my money and then they produce more shit like this.
When they made a Mad Max movie without Max in it, and it was a total disaster and nobody watched it, and the movie totally bombed at the box office.
Yeah, see, there you go again. It's like, it's nice that you want to show how strong women are and how useless all you guys are. Good on you, but people don't like it, okay? There are a lot of men that go like, no. Don't you remember the Mad Max without the Max?
Remember how it was basically a case study in totally not understanding your audience, or even what made your own IP successful in the first place?
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I present to you Exhibit B, God of War Laufey, the latest installment in the long-running franchise that just got unveiled at Sony's State of Play event a couple of days ago. A game that's already stirred up the fan base and the entire...
And it also looks like these side characters. I just can't get over the cube, how ridiculous it looks. Cube of War. I mean, we figured out yesterday by watching the gameplay that the cube is actually the only overpowered character, right?
And the entire gaming internet into a firestorm of rage and backlash, and seems destined to do for the God of War franchise what Furiosa did for the Mad Max saga. Why? Well, it's simple really. It's a God of War game that doesn't actually have the God of War in it.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
I mean, okay, there's other avenues you could explore in this world, I guess. I think most players would have accepted a game about Atreus and what he does with his life after parting company with his old man. The ending of Ragnarok definitely left that kind of storyline wide open. Instead, though, Sony decided to release a game about Kratos' dead wife Faye, or Laufey, or whatever the fuck she's called. Anyway, God of War Quest for Laundry apparently spans the events of God of War 2018 and
And also, isn't she a giant? So, yeah, Jotun and the gods were always fighting, and that's why Ragnarok comes about, right? One day, Chad, I'll have to sit your asses down and tell you about the old ways of the gods and how they came about.
Ragnarok, and picks up immediately after Faye's funeral, where she finds herself in the afterlife with all the other...
One day, I have to, like, do a whole Norse god section, right? So you guys learn a thing or two.
Dead gods, deities, and where every other belief system somehow all exists in the same dimensional space. Fuck me, I can't wait to see Mormonism represented there. Show us the gold tablets, guys. Anyway, Laundry Lady goes on a long and probably very violent journey through the afterlife, beating the shit out of the gods and monsters that exist there with the help of a talking cube of jelly named Frank. And yes, I'm being absolutely serious here, so that she can save Kratos.
I'm being absolutely serious. People just like, you're kidding, right? A cube named Frank? Like, nah. No way. Who came up with that shit? It must have been some millennial Karen, Karen, right? Dude, I wish I had a companion that was like a square cube that I can't attach any emotions or feelings to, and we're gonna call him Frank. You could even say Faye's journey is the laundry list. Yes, what an adventure, Gilroy.
It's an Atreus from beyond the grave. You know when you just read something like this and think to yourself, why? What were they really expecting to achieve here? I mean, was this a story that really needed to be told?
And dudes, we have so many stories, so many fairy tales, so many saga, and you could create. I mean, you don't even have to come up with your own shit. You just take something from old stories and just like, yeah, this is cool. I'm just gonna refine it a bit so it suits a gameplay atmosphere. And voila, there you go. There you have it. Why do you have to come up with this nonsense?
More importantly, was it a story that anyone really wanted to hear? Because I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that when you think of a God of War game, you're probably going to imagine a big, angry, muscular, bald...
Oh, Happy, what about the Kratos Norse birthday stream, right? I mean, since Happy kind of looks like a Kratos. Yeah, we have so many fairy tales and saga, and do you want to read them in Swedish? No, you have to translate it to English. But I have a huge collection of Norse books, so... And Hobby is actually more of an expert than me, you know. He knows way more of the old ways than I do.
Man who grunts a lot, tearing the shit out of anything and anyone who gets in his way,
tales.
and maybe sparing a vague thought for... Boy. You're probably not going to think of a depressingly mundane-looking middle-aged woman who looks like the devs applied a 1980...
Yeah, you guys had the same gods, right? Before you shifted to Christianity, and you had the pagan ways, and you had Wotan, and yeah. The old Germanic gods are very, very similar, or they are the same gods, right? It's, Wodan. That's Odin for us. Today is Torsdag. Yeah, it's Thor's Day.
His Scottish housewife filter to the mocap actress, swapping quirky Marvel banter with a talking cube made out of jelly and voiced by Jack Quaid. Because truly, if you need some kind of unthreatening, unassertive, adjacent whipping boy for your story, then there really is no one better. The point I'm making here is that this franchise
Come on, I like Huey. Me and Hubby actually started watching The Boys. It's The Boys.
been entirely defined by Kratos and his personal journey since the very first game, and trying to port that kind of long-running audience investment over to a new character that was only ever mentioned in some pretty brief flashbacks up until now feels like it's really not gonna work for you. You're choosing to fight a battle that you can't win on a battlefield that's completely not advantageous to you. What do you think's gonna happen?
The Boys?
And yeah, let's be honest here, there's the whole...
Oh no. God damn it, monkey. Way to go with the spoiler. Fucking hell, now I can't watch it anymore now that I actually know that they are boys. Happy Mental Health Awareness Month, guys. Gotta put it there. Gotta put it there. We gotta show how much we appreciate the men.
Modern audience thing to consider as well. Gamers, just like film and TV fans, have had some pretty unpleasant experiences over the years as their favourite male characters were swapped out, killed off, or just forced to step aside and make way for a collection of prickly, unpleasant, arrogant, invincible girl bosses that nobody asked for or liked.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like nobody asked for this, right? But there are like, I could have seen this game work if you would have not attached it to God of War. It could have been a great game if it would have had its own a story.
The result? Years of great storytelling and emotional investment flushed down the shitter. And for what? So the devs can pat each other on the back and tell themselves they're making gaming more inclusive? You know, if I was a cynical man, and my experiences with modern entertainment have made me thus, I might suggest that this whole game could easily be a cheap attempt to reframe Laundry Lady as the real hero behind the events of Ragnarok, saving the day for Kratos without him even knowing about it. Then again, I could just as easily be wrong about that, and I hope I am, because the God of War series has been fucking fantastic in recent years, and I don't want that to stop now. Either way though, I think this is where a lot of the backlash is coming from. Like it or not, the God of War franchise, with its insane levels of over-the-top violence, overarching themes of revenge, honor, personal growth, and fatherhood, has always been aimed squarely at one demographic.
It's such a masculine game. No doubt about it. I played it, I loved it, but I can tell it's for the boys. Boy.
Men. Kratos is like the ultimate male power fantasy in a physical sense, but with something deeper and more conflicted beneath the surface that keeps him interesting. That doesn't mean women can't and don't enjoy these games, but it does mean that men are by far your target audience.
True.
And the moment they get even a hint that the franchise is being pussified, that their favourite hero is being pushed aside in favour of someone more diverse who appeals to modern audiences.
That's not gamers. These are crybabies that sit on TikTok and Twitter all day and talk about their feelings. They don't have time for gaming. These people complain, but they never buy games. So why do we cater to them? Why do we cater to these assholes who don't even play games? Oh, God.
Or that they themselves are being disrespected or taken for granted, then they can and will fight back.
So please, gamers, like true gamers in the chat, don't buy this game just to make a stance and say, we don't get what we want, so we're not going to buy your slop. And I wish more people would think like that. I'm not talking about just God of War here. I mean, in general, the message of swapping characters and ruining the entire industry with gender swapping, race swapping, adjusting the story so it fits modern terms.
Like I say, it feels like Sony have chosen a battle that they can't possibly win with this one. And in fact, it's probably going to result in heavy losses all around. I don't know, man. Maybe the real
People
God
still
of War
gonna
was
buy
the laundry
this.
we did along the way.
Yeah, laundry day.
Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
No, stay here, chat. We're not going anywhere. I feel like they replaced way too much of developers and game programmers and storytellers, and they replaced the audience. All their fat chicks getting the office jobs, right? They're just like, yeah, I want to work in video game industry. I mean, it's $1 billion industry, and we hired a lot of people. It's not the like nerds that just want to do cool stuff anymore. Now it's actually like big CEOs that want to pump out every single cent for lunch box merch and all the stuff.